Shalom. Before I get started, I want to give all glory, honor, and praise to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem, Akar HaKodash. Double honors to the apostles and the elders at GMS. Peace, honor, and respect to you, brothers that's out there laboring, edifying, rightly dividing the word in truth and sincerity. Shalom to you, believers out there, the Aki and Wa'akwath. And what I wanted to get into is, I was just reading Psalms 92. I was watching a brother lesson. And I was just trying to find something, a lesson, some days it's harder than others to come up with something. So, I was reading Psalms 92. I had a thought in my mind earlier about a lesson, about kind of like, hey, man, we're going to get everything we want in the kingdom. I had a couple scriptures in mind, and then I had, something like we getting close to the kingdom, something like that. So I was reading, which we are getting close to it, and we are going to get everything that we want and everything we need in the kingdom. I got to find myself telling myself that, because you know how this world will try to take you under. So Psalms 92 in the NLT, it says, verse 5, starting at verse 5, it say, "O Lord, what great works you do, and how deep are your thoughts. Only a simpleton would not know, and only a fool would not understand this." And it's so crazy because I was listening to a brother lesson. He was going into like how, number one, everybody don't get this wisdom and this knowledge. Meaning they don't grasp it. They don't get it. Even if it's presented, it's not meant for them. You know what I'm saying? And then number two, he was going into how like you got the wisdom. Lord willing, we get salvation, but the word have went out and you grasped the wisdom. You gravitated to the wisdom. And the Lord had to put that spirit on you. So all the rest of our people that's simpletons or fools, they're not going to understand it. They're going to shun it. All right. It says in verse 7, though the wicked sprout like weeds and evildoers flourish, they will be destroyed forever. Right. And that's even our people. Well, this age is going to be destroyed, like even in Wisdom of Solomon, right? Because Esau is the wicked. You have wicked people in every nation, but Esau is the wicked. And he's going to be destroyed forever. All right, after his captivity. It says in, what's that, Wisdom of Solomon 2? Check this out. It says, "For the ungodly said, reasoning with themselves, but not aright. Our life is short and tedious, and in the death of a man there is no remedy. Neither was there any man known to have returned from the grave. For we are born at all adventure, and we shall be hereafter as a thought we had never been." So like when the Edomites are took out of power in the kingdom, in the new world, it's going to be like they never ruled. Just like people will laugh you to scorn when they say we ruled once upon a time in Europe, or we was like these, especially these Edomites, they'll laugh you to scorn, and these other nations. They'll laugh you to scorn if you say the black man and even the so-called black woman and black man invented a lot of things that we use. They'll laugh you to scorn because it's like we never had been. We never was a royal people because we've been in captivity so long, and how we act and everything else is like we never was a royal people. They can't even believe it. So that's how it's going to be for them. That's how it's going to be, especially for Esau. It's going to be like this nigga never was in power. It says, "For the breath of our nostrils is as smoke, and a little spark in the movement of our hearts." All right, so let me get verse 3. "Which being extinguished, our bodies shall be turned into ashes, and our spirit shall vanish as the soft air. Our name shall be forgotten in time, and no man shall have our works in remembrance." Right, so in the kingdom, we're not going to be talking about George Washington or Benjamin Franklin or Elon Musk or Trump. They going to be slaves. They going to be nobodies. It's going to be laughable to even think about Edomites ever being in power. Just like now, again, if you say, man, the black man invented this, or the black woman invented, that, it's laughable, especially to these Edomites. these damn hunkies, these peckerwoods. All right. So that's all I wanted on that. So, and then let me get verse 7 again. It says, though the wicked sprout like weeds and evildoers flourish, they will be destroyed forever. Even like when you go to, what's that? Is that in Job? I believe that's in Job. Nah, it tells you in Job, what's that? What's that? Boy, I ain't got this in a minute. I used to get it all the time. Yup, Job 20:5, it says what? Verse 4 says, knowest thou not this of old, since man was placed upon earth, that the triumphing of the wicked is short, and the joy of the hypocrite but for a moment. So even though right now we like, man, we can't wait to get this over with, for real, like we didn't had it up to here, per se, up to the top of our heads, we didn't had it up to here with all this kingdom, this age, this eon. It's only a moment, man. They 250, they 250 years, and then we've been in slavery all that time. It's really a moment, man. It don't seem like it, but it's going to be a moment. Especially, it's a moment compared to eternity. Because we have an eternity to enjoy our kingdom. We have an eternity to enjoy life in the new world. You can't grasp eternity. You can grasp like 3 years. You can grasp 300 years. You can kind of grasp that, even though that's a while. And you know what I'm saying? You can kind of be like, yeah, that's going to be a minute, but you can't grasp eternity. You don't just forever. Like, it just don't end, 9 million years later, it's just still, you know what I'm saying? It's just keep going and going and going and going. Yeah, a endless life of pure bliss, of happiness and peace. We can't even really grasp that. Every day you wake up is peace. Like, you ain't got to clock in. You ain't got to worry about disease. You ain't got to worry about GMOs. You ain't got to worry about being the stigma of being a nigga. You ain't got to worry. You just ain't got to worry about these things no more. And another, this is what I really want to get. What is that, man? I used to get that one all the time too, but let me see. I know I'm gonna be able to get it though. Yeah, yep. Psalm 73. Now Psalm 73 is going into let me go. I'm a skip because it's a long one. It says Psalm 73 starting at verse 3, for I was envious at the foolish when I saw the prosperity of the wicked. Right. So when we go back here to Psalms 92, it say though the wicked sprout like weeds and every evildoers flourish, they will be destroyed. Yeah, they're going to be done. They're going to be done, man. They prosperous right now. Esau, these are wicked of our people, these other nations, they very, very prosperous, right? And they get to look down on us, For I was envious of at the foolish when I saw the prosperity of the wicked. For there are no bands in their death, but their strength is firm. They are not in trouble as other men. Yeah, these damn hunkies, they do stuff and they get off. Jake do something, and he going under the pen. He going under the jail. Neither are they played like other men. Right. Therefore, pride compasseth them about as a chain. Violence covered them as a garment. Right. The police, they can kill us, beat us, and nothing to happen. But let us do that. Then what's gonna happen? Now when it jumped down, what did it say? It says wait, hold on. It It says what? Verse 16, when I thought to know this, it was too painful for me. All it is, like, when you think about all that we've been through and how these Edomites still, with their little dumb white smiles, and these other nations come over here, they look down on you, they able to get loans and set up shop in our neighborhoods because we under the curses and look down on you. It's very, very painful, especially coming into the knowledge. It's even worse. But verse 17 say what? Until I went into the sanctuary of the Most High, then understood I their end. So we understood that we understand their end. And that give us pleasure. We already know this is temporal. We already know that the roles going to get reversed and they going to pay back double. Surely thou didst set them in slippery places. Thou cast them down into destruction. See? So we already know Esau and these other nations basically is set for destruction. It's gonna be done. That's why I'm gonna go back to Psalms, but let me hit this. Let me hit these points. All right. That's why what's that? Revelation. That's why when you go here in Revelation 18, it says what? It says, verse 9, and the kings of the earth who have committed fornication and lived deliciously with her, all of these other nations that live deliciously with Babylon the Great, aka America, shall bewail her and lament for her when they shall see the smoke of her burning. Yeah, no more money. They ain't gonna be able to hop no more money. Standing afar off for the fear of her torment, saying, alas, alas, that great city, Babylon, that mighty city, for in 1 hour is thy judgment come. Right, we already know the end. That's why it's still painful, but we get a lighter load, per se, when we think about this bitch coming to an end, man. And the merchants of the earth shall weep and mourn over her, for no man buyeth their merchandise anymore. Yeah, it ain't gonna be no more trade. It ain't gonna be no more living deliciously. That's gonna be their end. The merchandise of gold, silver, and precious stones, and of pearl, and fine linen, and purple, and silk, and scarlet, and all thine wood, and all manner vessels of ivory, and all manner vessels of most precious wood, and of brass, and iron, and marble, and cinnamon, and odors, and ointments, and frankincense, and wine, and oil, and fine flour, and wheat, and beasts, and sheep, and horses, and chariots, and slaves, and souls of men. All right? All that's going to be done. Done. And the fruits that thy soul lusted after are departed from thee, and all things which were dainty and goodly are departed from thee, and thou shalt find them no more at all. Right, it's going to be a wrap. Get ready to work. Get ready for slavery. All you other nations. Esau, you Ishmaelite, you so-called white people, you so-called Arabs, you so-called East Indians, you so-called Japanese, Chinese, so-called Korean. Y'all get ready to work. And it start with the elites. That's going to be the first fruits. But the rest of y'all going to be under that subjection. And it's going to be a rigorous rule. And brothers can't wait. It's saying, it says, verse 15, the merchants of these things which were made rich by her shall stand afar off for the fear of her torment, weeping and wailing. That's what's going to be the end. Weeping and wailing. So now back in Psalms 92, it says in verse 8, but you, O Lord, will be exalted forever. Your enemies, Lord, will surely perish. All evildoers will be scattered. But you have made me as strong as a wild ox. You have anointed me with the finest oil. My eyes have seen the downfall of my enemies, and what the scriptures tell us. And we it might be enemy. Yeah. So Ecclesiasticus 25 in verse 7, it says what? There be 9 things which I have judged in my heart to be happy, and the 10th I will utter with my tongue, a man that have joy of his children, and he that liveth to see the fall of his enemies. Right. So we can't wait till the Edomite go down. We can't wait till you other nations go down, and we seeing y'all going down. brick by brick. The Lord gonna chop y'all down. It's gonna happen. That's why, what's that? Is that Psalms 128? Let me go there. Psalms 128. I think it's 128 or 129. My bad. No, that's Yep, Isaiah 62, it says what? For Zion's sake, I will not hold my peace, and for Jerusalem's sake, I will not rest until the righteousness thereof go forth as brightness, and salvation thereof as a lamp burneth. And the Gentiles shall see thy righteousness, and all kings thy glory, and thou shalt be called by a new name, which the mouth of the Lord shall name. All right. Thou shalt also be a crown of glory in the hand of the Lord, and a royal diadem in the hand of thy power. Right. So for Zion's sake, the Lord is bringing you down. All right. The Edomites only had a certain time to rule, down to the millisecond. Now back in Psalms 92, it says what? Because we see in the fall of our enemies, it says, my ears have heard the defeat of my wicked opponents, but the godly will flourish like palm trees and grow strong like the cedars of Lebanon. For they are transplanted to the Lord's own house. And then it just say what? It said the Lord is what? Gonna give us a crown of glory, a royal diadem. All right. And even when you go to what's that, 61? Or that might be 60. Let me see. Yup. Isaiah 60:14, it says what? The sons also of them that afflicted thee shall come bending unto thee. Right. You Edomites gonna come. Y'all gonna be bending. Y'all gonna be bending down, boy. And all they that despise thee shall bow themselves down at the soles of thy feet. And that's what's gonna happen, man. We're gonna be God kings on the earth. These other nations, all these little, these Arabs, these East Indians, these little gooks, these Chinese, these Japanese, all these people that look down, they're going to be bending down, man. All right. They're going to be they're going to be down. They're going to worship us, man. All right. This what the scripture is saying. This is the good news. It said this, and they shall call thee the city of the Lord, the Zion of the Holy One of Israel. Yeah, we're not going to have to argue with vocab about who the real Israelites is. You're going to know. The proof going to be in the pudding. Whereas thou hast been forsaken and hated, so that no man went through thee. Yeah, don't nobody want to live around the so-called black community. Don't nobody want to go in the hood and live. So that no man went through thee, I will make thee an eternal excellency. Yeah, we're going to be excellent forever. A joy of many generations. That's what's going to happen to us, man. The Lord going to do that. We never going to be niggas again. You see what I'm saying? Like when they see a so-called black man, they're not going to be like, oh, here come these niggas. No, it's going to be like, oh, the utmost respect. We can't, us as black men, we really can't even grasp that. Even let's say if you like a 50 Cent, a Floyd, a Barack Obama, I don't want to say Barack because I think that nigga a heathen, but yeah, Floyd or even Michael Jackson, all right? They got respect, but the respect we going to get in the kingdom is going to be way different. It's not going to be, because even somebody like a Michael Jackson, well, he got turned on. They don't, they respect these these rich and so-called powerful dudes, but they don't make laws. Esau can flip the switch on them niggas anytime and make them go from love to hate it. Look how R. Kelly, what happened to him? Look at Bill Cosby. Let's take Bill Cosby, because Bill Cosby was clean cut. He's the prototype of basically the so-called Negro that Esau would like, even though they don't like none of us. But I'm just saying he the clean cut one that Esau would be like, okay, yeah, we can bring him up. But what happened when he wanted to own something or do something? Well, they cut his light switch off. They ain't unalive him, but they send him to prison. Now Bill Cosby, his image is ruined, man. All right. In the 80s, you couldn't have told nobody Bill Cosby would have turned out the way he did. Well, that's not going to happen in the kingdom. It says what? We going to be eternal excellency, a joy of many generations, meaning our reputation never going to be tarnished. Our kids. It ain't gonna get to your you was good, but now your grandson a degenerate. You see what I'm saying? That's not gonna your kids. They gonna be excellent. Your great, however many times over, your name always gonna be forever excellent, man. This is what we coming into. It says, and it says what? That we gonna flourish like palm trees and grow strong like the cedars of Lebanon. The scriptures tell us what? Same chapter, Isaiah 60, and I'm gonna start at 21. It says, the people also shall be all righteous, they shall inherit the land forever, the branch of my planting, the work of my hands, that I may be glorified. A little one shall become 1,000, and a small one a strong nation. I, the Lord Yahweh, will hasten it in his time. The Heavenly Father gonna do this. All right. So it's a green light. Nothing can stop it. Esau with his damn dumbass technology and, I can do this. I can create immortality, and talking about 2050 and 2061 and 100 years. Man, that shit, he might as well cut all that shit. All right. Because that ain't happening, bro. You ain't going to 2050. You ain't going to 2075. You ain't going to rule. You going to go into captivity and be eradicated. The Lord said he gonna make this happen. A little one man going to become 1,000 because we going to have so many kids. It tell us in, now I can go back to Psalms. I can go to Psalms 128, or it's either 129. I'm going to start with 128. Yup. It says, blessed is everyone that feareth the Lord, that walketh in his ways. For thou shalt eat the labor of thine hands. Happy shalt thou be, and it shall be with thee. Because see, we ain't going to do the physical labor, but we going to be like the architects. And we going to be able to reap. Unlike this kingdom where you put in 50, 60 hours and you really don't reap. Unlike when we was in slavery, our people picked all that damn cotton and they ain't reap. All right. We built kingdoms and never reaped the full benefits. Well, that's not going to be so in the new world. It says in verse 3, thy wife shall be as a fruitful vine by the sides of thy house, thy children like olive plants round about thy table. See? So this is what is coming to us. It says in verse 5, what? Verse 4, behold, that thus shall the man be blessed that feareth the Lord. The Lord shall bless thee out of Zion, and thou shalt see the good of Jerusalem all the days of thy life. Yup. So that's what's coming to us. Yeah, thou shalt see thy children's children, and peace upon Israel. So that's what's coming to us, man. This is we reading it right here. All right. It says, verse 14, even in old age, they will still produce fruit. They will remain vital and green. All right. They will declare the Lord is just. He is my rock. There is no evil in him. Right. So this is what's coming to us. All right. Let me get this. What's that? Psalms 126. It says, verse 1, when the Lord turned again the captivity of Zion, we were like them that dream. Then was our mouth filled with laughter and our tongue with singing. Then said they among the heathen, the Lord have done great things for them. So they going to look at us and be like, damn, the Lord have done great things for them. When they look at just the kingdom, when they see like the architecture, the new technology the Lord got waiting for us. I mean, I don't know how it's going to be, but you can imagine. Look at the technology Esau got. So imagine the technology we going to get. Because see, you know, the way Christianity was presented to us before this truth, you always think of the Lord is like in the old days. Like you would think of King David and Moses and our forefathers like some dudes that just had one of those things on with a cane. They old, and no, they were really kings. They really had garments, man. They really was decked out. For real, for real. Like when you think about King David and, you know, they was decked out, man. They wasn't just walking around with the, I forgot what you call that garment, man. But they, you know, they had things in those times, man. And when they, you know, and how Esau paint the Heavenly Father is like an old white man who just ancient and, you know, stuck in the year 76 BC. No, the Lord created computers, man. He created chips that go on the cell phones. He created missiles. He created the internet. The Lord is on technology. He created technology, man. All right. He's up to date. He's well above whatever technology. It's more technology that Esau ain't gonna tap into that we gonna get. It's stones and colors and fruits and foods and things that, you know, it's things that the so-called white man ain't gonna be able to get privy to. It's saved for the Israelites. All right. So this is what's coming to us, man. And I just wanted to put this out here, you know, something a little quick. Lord willing, it was uplifting. Lord willing, it was edifying. To the next lesson. Shalom.